Okay, let's talk about finding the greatest common factor of larger numbers. Numbers that are not necessarily on the multiplication chart. I don't know my multiplication facts well enough to know all of the factor pairs for 54 and which of them match with 24. So in this case, you could use a factor tree. So let's start with 24, right? It's an even number. Oops, let me switch back to red here. It's an even number, right? So what I always want to do is work with the simplest numbers. So 2 is going to be where I'm going to start, right? So this one I know fairly well. 24 is a smaller number, so I'm going to think, I know that it's 2 times 12. 2 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. 12 is also even, so I'm going to divide it by 2. The other factor would be 6. 2 times 6. 6 is also even. I'm going to divide it by 2. And the other factor is 3. 3 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle that as well. So the prime factor string for 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And that, if I multiply all these factors together, equals 24. So let's do 54. Okay? 54 is also even, so I'll divide by 2. But in this case, I don't know the other factor. It is really important that you just go ahead and do a quick division problem, right? You don't know what it is, right? Find a little corner of your scratch paper here, and I'll write 54. I know 2 is one factor. How do I find the missing factor? You divide, right? So let's see here. 2 goes into 5 2 times. Gives me 40. And I'm left with 14, and I get 27. 7 times 2 is 14, and I'm done. Looks like 2 times 27 equals 54. So that's the way to find the other factors. Okay, 27. Let's see here. It can't be divided by 2, so I have to think a little bit. I'm going to try 3. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 can be divided by 3, so 27 can be divided by 3. And I'm going to look at my multiplication table if I don't know the other factor. I know 3 times something. If I look it up, it says 3 times 9. Okay, oops, I'm forgetting to circle my primes here. I better do that. And 9, it's an odd number, but it's not prime. It is the product of 3 and 3. And these are both primes, so I'm going to write them down. So here we go. The prime factor string of 54 is 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. That equals 54. So now, remember why we're here is that we're looking for the greatest common factor, the GCF. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for any common factors. I see they both have a 2. 24 has a factor of 2, and 54 has a factor of 2. Okay. This one has a 2 and a 3, and they both have 3s. Now, they don't have to be right on top of each other. They just have to be in both, right? Think of them as twins, right? If there's a set of twins, a red and green twin, then they are common factors. Now, the rest of these people in this factor are 2s. The rest of the people in this factor are 3s. They're not twins. They're not common. So the greatest common factor is 2 and a factor of 3. So the greatest common factor is 6. You want to multiply those two things together. All right, let's try another one, right? Let's try another one. I'm just going to zoom in here. And we're going to throw down, let's do the one from the test, right? You're probably looking at this video because you're studying up. Like, let's try 24 and 72. Right? 72, 24 we just did, so I'll just copy it. 72 is, gosh, you know what? That number is so big, I don't know. So I'm going to do 72 divided by 2 is, let's see here, 3. And 2 goes into 12, 6 times, 36. All right, 2 and, I don't know this one either. 36 divided by 2 is, let's see, 2 is 16, and that makes an 8. 8 times 2 is 16, and I have 0. Okay, it's 2 times 18. And now I'm getting to where I know the factors. 2 times 9 makes 18, and 3 times 3. Okay? So look at all these primes here. Do. So this equals 72. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. All right, now 24, if I remember correctly. Zoom back out so I can see. 24 was 2, 2, 2, 3. So if this one equals 72, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 equals 24. So let's see which ones are common. Well, there's a pair of twins, 2 and a 2. Here's another 2 and another 2. Here's another pair of twins. And finally, these 3s. Wow, they have a lot of factors in common. 2, 2, 2, 3. That is the greatest common factor. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which equals 24. 24 is a factor of 72, and we can prove it. Watch, 24 times, I'll just use this leftover number here, 3. 3 times 4 is 12, 60, 72. That's right, so 24 is a factor. And I can tell because of all the twins. I'll circle the twins. 2 and 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. Okay, that's how you use the prime factor strings of numbers. If you compare them, you can find their common factors. All right, good luck out there.